Hello. So, today we are going to look at my journals and kind of the different aesthetics that we can get from each one and how each one I like to try and construct a personal narrative to create a cohesive look for it. This is not for everybody. Some people like to do, a cohesive look for a page or for 2 pages if they're laid out together. But I like the idea to carry through the whole notebook. So this is my current journal, and it's from a newspaper. This main element is from a newspaper from the Rhode Island School of Design that was on drinking on campus and spring break. And then this is a strip of wallpaper that I have and some lace from a wedding sleeve. But I thought that when you look at each side individually, it really matches, and I really loved the colors on this journal or on this paper. And I thought it would make a really beautiful cover. So on this first page here, which I already read on this first page, but I really loved this element. It's a border from a 1932 picture, and it had a soldier in it. I took the picture out. It's just to the side for now because I didn't really think that it fit this journal, but I really loved the way that it encompassed this piece of paper with the flowers. And I like to put the dates of when my journals are from, so that way when I look back on them, I can kind of remember, what was going on at that time and kind of frame that. I also want to put a quote in here once my journal is finished as to how I feel it best sums up this journal and what I was going through at this time. For the most part, my journals usually last a month or two, because I've been making them smaller through time. My first journal is actually very large, but we will see that one after. But I really like that the pink lace carried through with the pink background and the flowers. And again, I'm very into florals personally, so there will be lots of flowers throughout this. And I wanted to base this journal off of what I wanted my art studio in the future to look like. And I have a vision in my head of what that's like. It's very floral, but it's also kind of a mess. Because I'm not sure if you see this, but this is my art table, and it's a mess. But I think that messes, in a way, can be beautiful. And so I thought this was kind of a large resemblance of that beautiful mess. And I just tipped it in with some washi tape on both sides that I thought matched. And then I can put something in here later. And on this, it actually had this already on here. It says, "A letter to my future self." And it came with a writer's box that I had from when I was exploring creative writing and I was going to all these different writers' conferences. I decided not to pursue that field, but I'm very glad that I went after it and explored that creatively. And I thought I could try and mimic a letter from my creative writing perspective and put it in here, so that when I look back on this journal, I can see that. This is actually another envelope, and it's from a Farmer's Almanac from 1880. It is a real piece of vintage paper, and I put some more lace on the side here. That's kind of this dark purple that matched this dark purple background, because this paper was very brittle when I was working with it, and it wasn't going to stand on its own. And actually in here I put some pink floral papers that I can write in. I can always move these into here as well if need be, or somewhere else. But I'm very into florals, and then this journal is just very pink, which, I don't know, I'm into pink lately, I guess, kind of reaffirming that, because for a while I was very scared of pink, oh, pink's a girly color, but you know what, there's nothing wrong with being a girly girl, and for a while that was a struggle for me, because people would be like, "Oh, you're a girly girl, blah blah blah," and make fun of me for it because I wasn't super masculine, but I was tough. And so, I don't know, lately I've been going through a reaffirmation of femininity, I guess. Now on this side, this is some botanicals, and this is actually from a poster. And on top of this, I put a piece of brown tissue paper that I just kind of glued down, and I can write on top of this or add a picture here. I found this really beautiful peacock sticker that I had, and then wrote on the back of this stationery set that I got. And It's Mary Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? And it shows her, she has the seashells and the bells. I just thought it was really beautiful, and it kind of matched like this dark blues with the blues in these scarves here, which is actually from someone's art studio. It's from a magazine that I get called In Her Studio, and it tours different women's art studios, which I just love. It makes me feel so close to other people when I see their art studios and how they work. I think it's just really pure and beautiful, and it brings me so much joy. Like, the first one I read, I actually cried, which is super cheesy, but I don't know, I really loved it. And then this blue also brought out the blue in both of these. And then, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's like a white fleur-de-lis pattern on this, which kind of matches the edges of this clock. On this side, this is actually the envelope that comes with this stationery. And I put some paper on top of it and surrounded it with washi. Then you can always just add something in there later. I like to have lots of pockets in my journals because I add lots of things later on. And this just folds over so that way there's more room here if I want to put something there. And this is actually a letter from a women's creative center to an art gallery. And I also like that it was in pink pen, which kind of brought out the pink of the edges that you can see as the background. And this also has some light pinks in it in addition to the teals. And then this is some tissue paper, and I stuck this beautiful quote in here that I really loved. It says, "All human beings should try and learn before they die what they are running from and to and why." And I got that at this really cute store down in Florida that we go to sometimes when we visit our friends down there, and they had a big bin of them, so I grabbed a couple. And then I plan on writing on the back later something about that quote and kind of the journey that I am going through at this time. So once we get to this side, this was actually the outer cover of that portrait where the military man was. And so on the inside, I put some book paper, but also this really beautiful kind of light floral paper where I can write a long message if I need to, if there's something that I'm really passionate about or I feel I really need to elaborate on. And then this is a wall decal that's metallic, and it's actually from a Polish thrift store, which is really wonderful. And then just some more pears, which the pears don't really have any semblance, but I thought that it brought out the green lace in this metallic color. But this page also has some lace, and this is a sheer piece of that wedding sleeve that I was working with earlier. And this is a butterfly bookmark that my sister made me, which, I don't know, me and my sister are close even though we have such a large age gap. And then this is the other half of that letter, which was just folded in half, and it's from the Wild Women's Art Collective, which, I don't know, I would like to think I'm a wild woman artist. But some more pinkish flowers to bring out this last little bit of pink signature. And then this lined paper actually has some teal dots, which brings out all the teal on this border and in this picture. Yeah, but I really like to play with the colors. These are actually some of my favorite pages from this journal. This is the second half of that art studio, and you can see it's a beautiful mess. And it has paint everywhere and stacks of books and papers and things pinned to the walls, which is how I imagine my art studio would be and how the space that I live in my room is already like. And so I like to play off of the different green elements in this with this green lace at the top. And this sticker, which I like because it almost blends in with the background because it plays into that beautiful chaos. Here's some more of that stationery, and I added a green dragonfly to it to bring out all the other green and kind of connect the two pages together. On the back I left blank, but again, so this is bringing out the greens and the teals. And this is actually a very light green paper, which works with the botanicals and the green lace. And I can just write something here, doodle, do whatever I need to do. And then on the final pages, this is a sticker that I just thought was gorgeous. And it again brought out that beautiful chaos that I would want to have in my life. And I thought that it just moved really interestingly with the page, and something I thought would be really fun to do here would to be make a list or write a poem and kind of work with the flow of the page. And then just this is someone thinking creative thoughts, and I thought that really played into the elements as well. Then just this piece of green lined paper, which I thought matched. And that is this journal. So I just like to create themes like that for my journals. Here are some that are less personal. These are ones I just have pre-made. Most of my journals I do try to adapt per person and reflect the beauty that I see in my friends and gift it to them so that way they see what I see within them. But these ones are just general notebooks that I can give to someone. So this is actually a piece of a necklace from my yaya. But this one was just about peace. And I wanted it to kind of be like a peaceful garden where someone could retreat to. Like I said, I'm very into florals. I'm very feminine. But I also want to make sure that there's plenty of space for someone to journal or attach photos. So it has lots of pockets and little flip outs. I used to do flip outs everywhere. I've not been doing so many of them lately. I should try and do more of them, I think, though. I actually really love this. It's a brown paper bag, which I turned into a pocket. because I really love the decorations on it. Some of that more of that poster. This one just says favorite memories, and I thought that was really precious. But I just wanted to play with, if I lived in a perfect garden, what would it look like?